My biggest bottleneck in the beginning of this journey was lack of awareness. I've always been pretty quick to pivot. I've always been pretty quick to take action. My issue was that I just didn't know what to do. So if you're somebody who knows exactly what to do and you struggle with pivoting, today's episode is for you.
Frustration turns into fascination. Fascination turns into innovation. I actually think the things that bother you are obstacles in the way of your goals, and I think they can motivate you if you use it right.
Next Level Nation, today for episode number 2112. Happy Saturday if you're listening to this on the weekend. How quickly do you pivot? This is going to be a 10-minute episode, okay? We say that, and then usually it goes longer, but our goal for this is a 10-minute episode. Alan has a podcast he's on. Do not interrupt me because every minute here is valuable, like diamonds. You had a story. What is it?
What I was going to say is it's Saturday. That means book club is at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link will be in the show notes to register.
Strong
Join
work.
us. Willpower.
Strong work. All right, now we have 9 minutes.
Got it. All right, I was in the gym earlier. Most of our stories are gym related.
Again, going back to the previous episode, when you have a priority, almost everything revolves around the priority, so that becomes the most focused on thing.
Got to. Fitness, finance, and family are my 3 priorities right now. Coaching, training, podcasting. It's all good. Okay. Priorities within priorities. It's another episode sometime.
Wow.
All right. The story is this. I was in the gym earlier, and because we have the heat wave thing going on, I think a lot more people are in the gym than typical. Emilia and I had skipped 2 days, so we walked outside in the heat in the evening because we've been overwhelmed for our exercise instead of going to the gym. We try to weight train every other day. We were in the gym this morning, and it was an absolute S show. It was the worst I've ever seen it. I mean, it's a small-ish gym, and there were, I don't know, maybe 30, 40, 50 people there. It was a lot. Probably 30. And you just couldn't get any stuff. You couldn't get space. It was brutal. And I was so frustrated. It was so frustrating because we only have 45 minutes. I was obviously behind. I texted you earlier. And I got in the car, and so did Emilia, and we looked at each other, and we went, that was a shit show. And then I had a moment, and I was like, it's a gym that's 2 minutes out of the way. So in my head, I immediately go to brainstorming. I go from annoyed and frustrated to immediately brainstorming. So frustration, I think, is your mind, body, heart, and soul saying, hey, there's something in the way of your goals. That's what frustration is. When you get frustrated with your intimate partner or your friend or your family, you're frustrated because there's a goal or a core value being infringed upon. When you have huge goals, expect your life to be frustrating. Seriously. Kevin's frustrated with my audio quality right now. He's annoyed because he has a goal. If you didn't have a goal to be a world-class podcaster, that wouldn't bother you.
Fair.
That's why I think that's the base reason people don't have goals. The moment you set goals is the moment most things frustrate you because all of a sudden there's 1,000 obstacles in your fucking way. So one of the obstacles in the way of my dreams and my dream physique is this gym that is very, very difficult to work out in because there's so many freaking people in it and it's too small. So I have a couple options. So frustration into fascination. Okay, let's brainstorm, Alan. We can either go to a different gym, which the next closest is probably 15 minutes away, maybe 10, probably 10. I don't want to do that. It's 2 minutes out of the way. It's going to waste more time, but okay. And I was like, you know what? And I turned to Emilia. I said, this is just going to motivate me. I'm going to go work harder. Both of us, let's go work harder. Let's grow our businesses and let's buy a home gym. And she said, yep. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. And both of us had a fire in our belly. From that moment, we will go do that. It's just going to happen. Now, it's not going to happen tomorrow. We're not going to buy a home gym tomorrow. But within 2 years, you will see a decked out home gym. She already has the capital to do that. And I'm going to also work on that. And we do too, but I also need other things, not just a home gym for me. Yeah,
you get a home gym. What do I get? Ferrari, the T-Rex, a llama. I got a new car, I guess, so I already used up my home gym fund, unfortunately.
No, but the point is, at the end of the day, you do have more control over your future. You don't have a lot of control over the present sometimes. There's nothing I can do. The gym was so fucking crowded. What am I going to do? There's nothing I can do. So, okay. And this is my trauma response, straight up. Aim higher, work harder, get smarter.
There is other stuff you could do though. You could go to a different time. Well, I mean, there is other stuff. Now, is it aligned? That's different.
Yeah, exactly.
That's different.
I'm actually been enjoying the mornings. I used to be the evening fitness guy for years. And I've been enjoying the mornings because my willpower is higher. Shout out to Willpower, the book in book club. But I actually, and I want your take on this, Kev, because I know we got to go here. I am so quick to go from, and she is too. Dude, you should see it. It's awesome. She goes from pissed off to positive change quicker than any human I've ever seen. It's insane. We immediately brainstorm about what we're going to do differently, and then it's done. The other day, she's like, in the future, when you go upstairs, can you bring my phone down too? Because we have our chargers upstairs. I said, yep. And then the day after, I forgot to do it. She's like, hey. And then I was like, boom, did it. Now it's done. I do it every morning. But we are very big on that. And we use the analogy of Delta Force. And we looked this up on ChatGPT. Only 300 out of 1.3 million people in the U.S. military are Delta Force. So it's 0.023%. 300. What a cool metaphor. The Spartan 300. And for my clients out there, I'm definitely using that metaphor. Like, if you want to work with me, you basically are willing to be elite and hear the hardest truths in the world, genuinely. And don't work with me if you aren't in a good mental health space. But we think of ourselves like that, genuinely. We've been watching a lot of military films. Like, we have a very military mindset about everything. I mean, we don't fuck around with anything, ever. And we're playful in certain things, but for the most part, when we get up, it's game time. Like, if we don't leave here an hour and a half before our first session, before we go to bed, we always say, what's your first session? I said 10. I said 10:30. I thought it was 10:30. That's why I had to text you. Yeah. So what's your take on this? Because ultimately, I've never seen anyone go faster from frustrated to brainstorming to positive change than Emilia Smith. And this is something that I do think is a cheat code. I just don't know how to teach it.
I think it's directly connected to self-belief. As always, your belief in your ability to control a situation, I think, is directly connected to your level of self-belief. So I think that's why it happens so quickly, or somebody else, they might not think they're capable of, because right there, it requires the belief to think that you can make enough money to afford a home gym in the next 2 years, hypothetically, if we're saying 2 years.
I reverse engineered the exact amount.
That's not something that many people do.
NLU listener, what is happening? I just wanted to jump in here and let you know, if you want to get to the next level faster, we have a free virtual monthly meetup at the first Thursday of every month. You can connect with like-minded people and become a bigger part of this amazing global community. The link to register will be in the show notes. I know how much money we make. I know how much money she makes. I know how much money she has. I know how much money I have. I know how much a home gym will cost. I know exactly what we're going to do. I know where we're going to live. I know the price of homes in those areas. I know the square footage. I know the mortgage and the taxes. I in my head, it actually, a year and a half max.
Yeah, that's just not common. So I'm convinced it's, again, I say this with so many things, it's directly connected to self-belief. The more self-belief I've been able to cultivate over the years, the faster I am to pivot as well. And it almost makes the present not matter as much. Okay, yeah, it's going to suck for the next year, but it's not that big of a deal. But I also understand how rare that is and how that doesn't necessarily land with other people.
What is it like to not have, like, self-efficacy is what we're talking about? Your ability to just say, okay, I'm just going to change this then.
You feel out of control. You feel out of control. Bitch and moan and feel bad, make excuse. Depends. It depends on. For me, there are certain things that I always felt like pretty in control of. Like the gym was always, whatever, I'll just find another gym or I'll go to a different time. Whatever. I don't care about that. That never really affected me that much. But yeah, you just feel out of control. And then whatever your trauma response to feeling out of control is. Make excuses, think you're not good enough, think you're not smart enough, blame the world, blame other people, blame this, blame that. I think that. Yeah. Get mad, villainize other people.
That leads to even less self-belief.
It's why the fuck are all these people here at 9 o'clock? Like, don't any of you have jobs? It's like, well, you're there too, though. Like, you have a job, so maybe they have a weird job. That, or
I didn't go to that at all.
No, or well, this person's not even in shape. Like, why are they using the machine? It's like, well, that's how you get in shape. That I think it's just
Yeah.
It's so easy to blame. It's so easy to blame other people than to take ownership. And I think you can constructively take ownership to the level of self-belief you have, because you can't really change what you don't own, but you can't really own what you... It's really hard to own what you can't change.
That, yeah, for sure.
It becomes I think it's just a cycle. I think that's why self-belief and self-efficacy is such an important thing and a fundamental of what we talk about so much, because I think it dictates almost everything I do.
Yeah, agreed.
I do.
You used to have lower self-efficacy and now it's much higher. And to the point where you've actually playfully said, I think I sound delusional to other people.
100%, definitely.
Okay. Explain the difference, man.
It's almost like you can predict the future because you're creating the future and you're just certain that you can create it. Like I told Taryn, I was like, there's not going to be any travel this year. Like, no travel. We're not going to travel. But next year it'll be completely different. Like, just give me a year. I understand how fucking crazy that sounds. Just give me a year.
You think that sounds crazy?
Well, a year's a long time. A year's
really
a long...
not.
I know, but it is. I know it's really not, but it also kind of is, depending on... When you zoom out, it's not a long time.
Yeah.
But when you think about doing the same thing every day for the next 365 days, it's like, that is fair. That's fair. That's fair. So between now and your next birthday, we're just going to do the same shit every day. Just give me that. That's all I need. That's it. And then things will be different. That's it.
Things will be different.
I know.
It'll be great. Way better.
But I understand. Because I used to hear you say that, and it's like, dude, it's not... Just give me a year. Year's a long fucking time. Now I say the same thing, so I understand what it's like to be on both sides of the coin. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have a lesson for
a lot. Yeah. I was on a coaching session recently, and Emilia and I do relationship talks coaching. So if anyone wants to flourish in your intimate relationship and achieve your goals and dreams together, that's really more of what it is. We're not relationship talks therapists. We're not counselors. We're coaches. So we're helping these couples build their dreams together. I mean, I'm talking horsey farm. I mean, building wealth. It's unbelievable. But anyways, so I said to the female in the relationship, I said, okay, well, go into the future, 10 years, and tell me what you're going to be pissed off at yourself now for. And Emilia later on that night, she's like, 10 years, Alan? She got stuck in shame the moment you said that. And I was like, oh, my bad. I have a client who told me recently, I said, go out a week. She said, yeah. Go out 2 weeks. She said, yeah. I said, go out a month. She said, it's blurry. I said, go out 2 months. She said, it's blurry and there's shame. She said, you want to know what came up for me? This photo of me at my worst. And she showed me the photo. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. Dude, when I think about my future, there's nothing but excitement. I'm so fucking excited. Like,
well, because you feel in control. Same.
But here's what I want to share with everyone. You can build that. I'm certain the neuroscience shows that you can build that. And willpower, book club, like come to book club, you can build it. You can build the executive function that only dolphins and primates have of going into your future. You can, like Kev is now like, yep, give me a year. You can build a lot more than you realize. Seriously. But it's going to take fucking work. And like, you can't just, home gym tomorrow. Like, that's not how it works, right? So that whole manifestation thing is such bullshit.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I want to do an episode at some point on like, what are the top 5 things we used to believe that we now know
fire
we just don't anymore. Manifestation is one of them for sure for me.
Nice.
The universe doesn't care. Doesn't care.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Bigger things.
Hey, it doesn't care.
It doesn't care about you.
Oh, it must. No. The universe aspires to align with everything you want. No. Nope.
No, it doesn't.
No. No. No.
No, but it does feel good to believe that.
It does feel good to believe that. But yeah, no, it's got other shit to focus on, like keeping everything spinning and like gravity and shit. But I really want a fucking BMW.
It's very irrelevant to your feelings. I'll tell you.
All right, we're gonna go. Yep. So you're on time-ish to your next call. Book club today at 12:30 Eastern time. If you're listening to this episode on Saturday, Next Level Nation will have the link in the show notes below. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We'll talk to you all tomorrow.
Keep it next level. Next Level Nation.